All OCBC customers affected by the recent SMS scam will receive full goodwill payouts covering the amount they lost. At least 15 victims have lost $500,000 to a new scam linked to calling fake bank hotlines. And in Living Well, we have tips to help you get started on a fitness journey. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint. You're watching The Big Story. I'm Olivia Quay. You can subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you never miss a single episode. In a statement today, OCBC Bank says all its customers affected by the recent spate of SMS phishing scams will receive full goodwill payouts covering the amount they lost. More than 100 victims have already received the payouts, and the bank will make payout arrangements with the remaining customers by next week. According to OCBC Group CEO, the bank has also reached out to customers who might not be aware that their banking activities were susceptible to the scam. Meanwhile, the police are warning of scam advertisements on the Google search engine, where fake bank hotlines would appear when users search for a bank's contact numbers. Since December, at least 15 victims have fallen for such scams, with losses amounting to at least $495,000. Well, these scam advertisements and fake numbers appear as the first few search results on Google. And when victims call the numbers, they would speak to a scammer impersonating as a bank staff who would say there were issues with the victim's bank account, credit or debit cards or loan amount. Then, under the pretext of resolving the issue, victims would be instructed to temporarily transfer funds to bank accounts. Some would receive an SMS with the sender name spoofed to show the bank's name. In other news, COE prices rose across all categories in the second bidding exercise of the year after falling 2 weeks ago. The premium for smaller cars almost reaching $58,000 after hitting a 6-year high in late 2021. The premium for larger cars climbing the most today, up 5.5% from the second round of bidding to just over $82,000. The increases come as supply is set to shrink in the next few months. The Land Transport Authority says Singapore's vehicle population grew by 1.5% last year. Here are the top 5 best-selling cars of 2021. Toyota retained its top sales spot with close to 6,000 units registered, followed closely by BMW with about 5,200 units sold, and Hyundai replacing Honda in the 4th spot. Let's discuss all this with senior transport correspondent Christopher Tan. Christopher, Toyota, the best-selling car in 2021 yet again. Have Asian car brands always dominated the market here? If so, what does that say about the demand for Asian cars versus European cars?
Well, Asian brands have certainly dominated the market for a long time, but it's not always the case. If we go back to, say, 1960s or earlier, it was the American or European brands which dominated the market. But back then, when the markets all over the world started growing, these brands started to shift their focus back to their home country or to other markets which were bigger than Singapore. As you know, Singapore is a very small market, and we are a right-hand drive market, which is actually the minority of world markets. So this shift back to elsewhere left a kind of a void, and that was when the Japanese started to come onto the scene. And with their lean production, their efficient engines, and competitive pricing, they soon became a force to be reckoned with.
Well, sales of super high-end cars like Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Bentley and Ferrari surged by nearly 40% in 2021. Was it unexpected given the ongoing pandemic and rising COE premiums?
Well, it's not totally unexpected given that, all over the world, the rich actually got richer during this period. Stock markets were very kind to them, financial markets were very kind, and a lot of people made money, cryptocurrency. So the rich actually got richer, and also their other avenues of spending were crimped by the pandemic. And so what was the outlet? They could buy more houses, which they did, And also they could buy more luxurious cars, and then this is what we saw, 40% surge in high-end car sales. Also, the other thing is that in our COE market, buyers of these cars, COE is rather inconsequential because COE premium is a fraction of the car cost. So they are more likely or less put off by rising COE prices, and they can always outbid the mass market buyers.
Well, Christopher, two sets of COE results out so far this year. The first saw prices falling, while today's showed a rise from the previous set. What does this bode for the rest of the year?
I think this year the supply is going to be still quite small comparatively. It's always a 10-year cycle, and now we are at the downside of the market where supply is kind of smallish. But the good news is that I think there will be a cohort of cars coming back onto the market. These are the cars that renewed their COEs, owners who renewed their COEs 5 years ago, and they had renewed it for 5 years instead of 10 years. And people who renew their COEs for 5 years have no choice but to scrap their cars when the time is up. So these numbers will come back onto the market and will be recycled as new COEs. That will kind of mitigate the traditional shrinkage in the market, and hopefully that will see a stabilization of prices.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Christopher Tan there, Senior Transport Correspondent. A quick look at other headlines. In its latest COVID-19 vaccine safety update, the Health Sciences Authority says there were no serious adverse events reported for children between 5 and 11 years old. 6 non-serious reports were received, though, equivalent to 0.03% of the over 20,300 administered doses. These comprised 3 reports of allergic reactions like hives and swelling of the eyelids, face and lips, and 1 report each of dizziness, fever and fast breathing. Well, these figures are as at December 31st. Vaccination for this 5 to 11 age group started 4 days prior on December 27. HSA also says after 2.2 million booster doses, 10 cases of myocarditis and pericarditis have been reported. And so far, there have been no anaphylaxis reports for the booster doses. The local incidence rate of anaphylaxis with mRNA vaccines is estimated at 0.88 per 100,000 doses administered, similar to overseas reports. Former Reform Party chairman Charles Yeo was charged with wounding the religious feelings of the Christian community with remarks he allegedly made on his Instagram and Facebook pages. He was also charged with posting a series of Instagram stories that contained abusive remarks about a specific police officer. The court heard that Yeo will be disputing the charges related to wounding religious feelings. More than 25,000 people have signed a petition calling on Hong Kong authorities to stop a mass culling of hamsters linked to a COVID-19 outbreak. So far, 11 hamsters taken from the Little Boss pet store have tested positive, and there's evidence of possible animal-to-human transmission, with at least 3 infected people, including a shop employee and a customer. In all, some 2,000 animals, including rabbits and guinea pigs, will be culled too, even if they test negative. Today's Living Well segment is all about becoming fit and active once again, especially for those who have spent the last 2 years working from home. Getting started is always the hardest part, both mentally and physically. So, the first bit of advice from doctors is to take it slow, work out at a low intensity and build up from there. Don't know where to begin? Why not head down to the Singapore Sports Hub for their Experience Sports Sessions. You get to try out different activities ranging from dancing to yoga, and best of all, they're all free. Here are some tips from fans of these sessions to help you begin your fitness journey.
Hi, my name is Nupur Periwal. Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, I'm Cindy. Hi, my name is Rashida, and I love going to Sport Hub to do the activities here.
Today, I have attended the cardio blast session, which was 1 hour.
Weekly Monday lessons. They have a very fun instructors. They have different songs, good mix. Some could be a Thai songs, some English songs.
You just dance at your own pace. Whether you can follow or not, it doesn't matter. You just come and be a crazy person.
I come here thrice a week, every alternate day.
I come 5 times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. I have been coming here for a few years now, and I never get bored of the activities that they have. When I'm outdoor doing outdoor activities, I'm not afraid of getting COVID. We have our own space that we can dance, we can move. In a box, we are divided into 5. It's not cooped up in a room.
To overcome my shyness, I just look at the instructor, I ignore the rest, and just focus on my dance. We do have elderly who join us. I'm sure when they can do it, you can do it.
For those who find it hard, just come out and join us. It's free and make new friends. First, yes, it is hard. But the thing is, slowly but surely, definitely you can do it.
After exercise, I feel very, very relieved, very fresh. I don't feel lazy at all.
After the exercise, I feel rejuvenated.
And of course, I feel hungry.
If you're just a beginner, you're not sure what you can do, just try them all out, because it's really not about competing with the other people, but more on yourself. A lot of things that we put together, we believe in it, and we try them out. What actually could help people of different fitness level, because we have to understand that not everyone is a really avid fitness goer, and a lot of people find it difficult, with the very first step. At the Singapore Sports Hub, there are a lot of spaces that one can actually make good use of the spaces to do your own workouts at your own free time. It's really like on time, on target. When you see people exercising around, when you see people around, it's very encouraging, very inspiring, and be part of it.
We have more tips on how you can begin your fitness journey. If you don't know where to even start, the Straits Times has a list of recommended fitness classes and apps to get you off the sofa and moving again. It's all there at str.sg/livingwell. Visit straitstimes.com for more news and our YouTube channel for more videos. Subscribe by hitting the red button below. I'm Olivia Quay. See you tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.